Hello and welcome to another segment of the East Brunswick Advisory Health Council's Wellness Spotlight. We've heard that cleanliness is next to godliness. Everyone loves a clean home and a work environment. But are we risking our health at the expense of having that sparkling shine, fresh smell, and germ-free surfaces? Many of the cleaning agents commonly sold today contain toxic chemicals that are harmful to us and our pets. In the Wellness Spotlight today is someone who is cleaning up, offering a healthier alternative, organic home and office cleaning. My guest is Doriann Kerber of Chores Be Gone, who will help us brush up on the healthy way to have a nice, clean home and office. Doriann, welcome to the Wellness Spotlight.
Thank you very much. I appreciate being here.
Doriann, so let's start at the very beginning. How did you get involved in the cleaning business?
I got involved because over the years I was helping my friends and family with their homes and their relatives, and it got to a point where I was trying to look for something new to do. I had been 20 years in the corporate life, customer service, sales, and administrative level, and I finally decided, you know what, I want to start my own cleaning business. And while I decided to start that plan, the business plan, the financials, and learning all about how to be an entrepreneur, I came up with the name Chores Be Gone because, you know, a lot of people like their chores and sometimes they want them to be gone. And I chose the Chores, B-E-E-G-O-N-E as a spelling, because bumblebees are really not supposed to fly, but they still manage to do so. And that's what I wanted to do, was show that I could be successful. And I am. I'm also a partner with Comfort Tree Cleaning. We do free cleanings for men, women, and children with cancer as they're undergoing treatment. Through Comfort Tree Cleaning, they contact me. I cover the Middlesex County and Northern Monmouth area. They also have various other counties that they cover, Hunterdon, Somerset, Union, and Essex County as well. And we enjoy giving back to the families and members that are going through this difficult time.
That's wonderful. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Are you a local gal, or are you from? Were you born and raised outside of East Brunswick?
Actually, yes. I'm from Wayne, New Jersey. I lived there for a number of years, and then we moved to Scotch Plains, and then we came to Somerset County, and I've been in Middlesex County for quite some time, for about 15 years. So I do cover the local area.
And before you opened up your cleaning business, what did you do in the corporate world?
I did sales, startup companies I worked well with, so I got the whole facet of marketing and advertising and customer service, and I was always their key person to really support people, because I know how to handle people and talk to people, and I love helping others, and that was my goal. And then I went to the administrative level, but then I said, you know what, there's something much more exciting in life to do. So then I decided to come up with the cleaning business, because that's what I did in the past. I was a companion/cleaning person for my friends and relatives who paid me for this work, and I said this would be a fantastic way to get out there and help others.
You've always impressed me with how enthusiastic you are about cleaning. Most people see cleaning as a very mundane thing and they want to avoid it, but you're excited to clean. What is it about cleaning that you love so much?
I love entering a home or an office and the satisfaction that my customers are so happy that they don't have to worry about that major chore, because cleaning is so important to keep the dust down, get the floors cleaned, and have a fresh, nice scent within their home and their office.
Now, when you first opened up your cleaning business, how many years ago was that?
That was December 1st, 2007.
Okay, so when you opened up in '07, did you originally open up as an organic cleaning service, or were you using other products that were more toxic and then evolved into this?
I absolutely started with the non-toxic cleaners. That was a major point of the business, is to offer using microfiber cloths too, so I'm not using tons of paper towels as some people use, but also it was very important to me because I found the difficulties of using toxic cleaners. They would bother me too much, and I said, that's it, I'm going non-toxic, biodegradable, and healthier for the environment. And then I thought I'll be passing this on to my customers as well.
Now, how did you first start learning about organic cleaning?
I actually went to stores to find out what was available, and there was very few back in 2007 compared to today. As in 2013, there is a phenomenal group of selections, and I just went on the internet as well. That was a great tool, and I looked at some things. Simple Green product was one of the first to come on the market, and then it expanded out to other products like Method, and now you're getting the toxic cleaners, SC Johnson, Clorox, and Lysol. They're coming out with their green products as well, knowing the importance of it.
Let's dissect a house down.
Okay.
What would you say is the one room in the house that is probably the most environmentally unfriendly to clean?
I believe it would be the kitchen. The kitchen is the longest process because you have all the appliances, the toaster oven, the microwave, the stove, and of course the countertop and everything in between. Most are wonderful. The customers just declutter it so I can get every nook and cranny and every area of the countertop as well as within the kitchen. And you have your high place up above, you got the grease buildup, and the kitchen is the #1 place that you spend the most time when cleaning.
Now, when I was a kid, my dad taught me how to wash the car. He told me to start out and take it in certain steps. When you go into a house, do you take the cleaning of the house in certain steps? And if you do, what steps do you follow?
Yes, I do. I always start in the kitchen first. It's because it's the longest and the biggest room. I also go from top to bottom. I check, the corners. Some, dust builds up, so you got to get that first and work down from the upper cabinets down to, the walls, hangings as well, and down to the floor. So, of course, go from top to bottom with floor being the last.
What do you recommend people use to clean their oven? Are there better products than, say, the Easy Off Oven Cleaner and things like that? Or you just have to use, it's tough. You open the windows and use that product and then...
That's another issue. Ventilation is lacking. Some people have broken fans. They don't have efficient windows by the stove to open them. So you really have to be careful of using these toxic chemicals in your stove. So the best thing to use, and I had a customer, she's like, can't have anything. I'm very sensitive to all toxic cleaners. I use baking soda, and that worked very well. And baking soda is the best thing for your oven. I mean, if you want to look at like new, you just have to work at it, and let it sit there, walk away for a while, and that's what I do. So,
now, what do? Mix it with water and just put it on
correct.
The surfaces?
That's correct. You make it like a paste, and you leave it on there and let it seep in. It's also great for pots and pans. If you burn stuff on the pots and pans as well in your kitchen, it's a great alternative.
I know a lot of toothpastes have baking soda in it.
Yes.
To be able to clean your teeth, and it's a very safe way of doing that too. What tends to be the dirtiest appliance in most people's kitchens?
I think the top of the stove.
The stove top?
Yes, the stove top. Some people don't want to wipe it down, so when I get there, I'm really working hard on it.
Okay, and then where do you go to after the stove?
After the stove, I work on the counter, the microwave, the counter, and then, of course, the lower cabinets. I always have a tendency to do the lower cabinets after I do the upper area. So there's a real system that you can use to clean. And I think it's more efficient that way because then you don't have to go back and re-wipe it. So you're covering from top to bottom. It's very important.
And let's go to the refrigerator now.
Okay.
I would figure the refrigerator is a really good breeding ground for bacteria and molds and things like that. And there's bacteria that actually are specialized that thrive in a colder environment, the cryophilic bacteria. How do you clean the inside of a refrigerator to keep that in check?
That's correct. I also use baking soda for that, and it seems to work very well. Sometimes I'll use the Method dish detergent over here, as opposed to the combination of the two, and of course the sponge. But you want to make sure it's not the green and yellow sponges. Those are very harsh. They will scratch the insides and your glass. So you want to get something that's like Cello or Scotch brand with the pink, so you're not scratching any of the surface inside.
Oh, you're not using a Scotch Brite like
or
pad.
Scotch Brite. Yeah, you can use the lower end of it. Like there's some that are just non-scratching. Mm-hmm. But then if you get the more coarser you get, of course, the worse it'll be. So people have to be careful, what they use inside, so they don't scratch it, especially for Formica as well.
Do you have to clean the inside of the dishwasher?
believe it or not, I just can't believe how much the door gets so built up on the sides. For cleaning purposes, I always take and open the oven door, do the top of the oven door. I pull out the broiler, do the broiler, because it gets very messy there, as well as the dishwasher. So on the sides, on the outsides of it, which is on the inside actually when you open the door, it does get very built up. So I do wipe that down as well.
Now, are you using baking soda there, or are there specialized products for that?
Well, most times either baking soda or just the non-toxic dish detergent is very helpful and comes off very easily.
Now, anything else we need to know about the kitchen? What do you use on the floor?
What do I use on the floor?
The cats and the dogs are on the floor. Sometimes the kids are crawling around on the floor.
That's correct.
What's one of the worst things that people can use on the floor?
One of the worst things is like a Lysol, Pine Sol cleaning product.
Really?
On the floors, because once you've cleaned it, and if there's any residue, that residue is going to go into the skin of the pet, or your feet if you're wearing bare feet. Some people don't believe in wearing shoes, so you really have to be very careful and really wash it down and rewash it with water just to get the residue off. So what I use is a steam up or vinegar and water based upon my customers' needs. They do request certain things, and of course it depends if it's tile, wood floor, or I don't know, not carpeting, not too much, but they have throw rugs sometimes in the room.
Can you use a steam mop on a wood floor?
You can use a steam mop on the lowest setting on a wood floor. However, you got to be careful with the laminate floors. You got to be more cautious with this microfiber mop, and either just base water and a little bit of vinegar or a little bit of solution to dilute it.
Now, after you clean a kitchen, I guess a lot of times it depends upon use and how many people are in there, but overall, how long does the benefits last?
The benefits last for a good week, I would say, based upon, the use of the kitchen. Some of my customers, they go out to eat. They don't cook much, so they have a benefit. I have other customers that, cook all the time, so it's a little less than a week, I'm sure. But they do try to maintain it because now it's clean. And then once the week I'm coming is here, then they just kind of let it go a little
All right,
bit.
so now we're out of the kitchen.
Okay, we're out of the kitchen.
Where do we go next?
We go into the living room, dining room. I dust. I just go from each room.
Now, do you use anything in particular when you're dusting?
When I'm dusting, if it's based upon the type of furniture. If you have the real wood furniture, I will use the Method brand, but I always spray everything on the cloth. You never want to spray it directly on there. I don't have the Method wood cleaner. No, not here. But I do use that quite often.
Now, what's in there that makes it clean and hold the dust, but is good for you?
It has it's an almond scent cleaner, and basically it has some oils that's rich to keep the wood finish longer lasting than just regular dust cloth. Now, the fake wood, of course, the other kind of wood, you can't use it down there because it's really just for wood. So you have to be specific. Each product, whether it's toxic or non-toxic, you really have to read what you can and cannot use for those areas of the home.
I see. And as far as rugs go, carpeting, is there a special way that you clean those things?
Most times, yes. I just use the vacuum, and if it's a spot cleaning, that's mostly what I do because most of my customers actually get it steam cleaned or professionally cleaned with another service.
Now, you have to be careful about that too because some of these places use chemicals in the cleaning process for rugs and carpets.
Correct.
What do you recommend?
I recommend anyone that's going to be a real deep steam cleaning, where it's more of a steam clean and non-toxic biodegradable products. There are some out there, and it's actually growing in the carpet cleaning industry. There's other ones that have been around for quite some time, we all know, but it doesn't get into the deep part of the carpet to really keep the spots out. Customers are my witnesses. I can vouch for that. Within a week or two, it's like they're back. So you really want to look for the deep cleaning carpet, because you know what, if you do it quite often, like every other year or every couple of years, your carpet's going to last for 20 to 25 years. If you don't ever do it, it's going to wear down a lot faster.
Now, at the time of this taping, it's springtime, and that's when all the insects come out.
That's correct.
So I noticed that you have an insect killer here that's a green insect killer. What do you recommend for that? I know people put ant traps down because they start finding ants in the kitchen, especially if they're not cleaning the kitchen very diligently. It's a breeding ground for pests as well. How do you address something like that?
What happens is they are opening the windows now, and the creatures are finding a way in. And some people just realize that once that happens, things will, you get the webs and such. They do have a tendency to sometimes just leave it. I have a couple customers, they're all nature. They won't do anything. But they will purchase, the ant traps. But there's other kind of ant traps that are available, and of course the spray that you could use if they're really pesty and are a real group. But if it's like one here and once in a while, my customer's like, don't bother, don't worry about it. But other times, it's just you got to hit the vacuum, and sometimes I, unfortunately, suck it up. It's not my fault.
So I guess we're done with the downstairs.
Okay.
Now we go upstairs into the, or wherever the bedrooms are,
Right.
and the bathrooms.
Well, can't forget the stairs.
Oh,
Stairs
okay.
are
Tell
so
us about
important.
steps.
Steps are very important, and most of my customers have them carpeted or partially carpeted with the treads. So I do have a tendency to vacuum them or dust them first based upon the wear on them, and then once we reach up into the front air in the foyer area, the landing area, that's when I start dusting the doors. Each doorway gets dusted. Each room gets dusted. All the furniture, everything that's on the furniture, their awards, whatever it is that they have, photos, frames, and of course, you just go from top to bottom.
Using the same types of
The same type.
products.
Correct.
Okay, and the bathrooms now. Do you tend to use different products, green cleaning products, in the bathroom than you do in the kitchen?
Yes, I do. There are such things as all-purpose cleaner. Some people just want to buy the one cleaner, they can. However, I buy the bathroom separate from the kitchen cleaners, and I start, as usual, I get the dusting done first, top to bottom, and then work on the mirror and below. And that's what I do.
How do you clean a mirror without using ammonia?
Without using ammonia, I love the non-toxic cleaners. They're terrific. I use my microfiber cloths, and they work just as well. What the key is, and I've been reading more on it, is you don't want to overspray, and a lot of people overspray, and you don't need to. You just couple sprays and wipe it down, and you're fine.
What's in there that actually cleans it?
They have a lot of plant derivative, biodegradable ingredients. Sometimes you have to go online to get the whole list, but it's just plant-based. It's no ammonia, no toxins whatsoever, and it's nice, fresher smell.
And what about the products that have orange in them? There's a lot of products that are out on the market
Yes.
today that are orange or orange infused. Is there anything to them? Do you endorse them?
Yes, absolutely, because what happens is you have people that like the floral lavender scents, and it's like a calming, feeling. But with the citrus scents, it just gives them like this energy of, wow, this is clean, and it just really it lifts your spirits. It's just a nice citrus scent. So that's what I do.
Tell us about some of the conditions that some of your clients have experienced before you came in and how you were able to help them by changing the way their house was cleaned.
Some of the conditions that they had were a lot of allergies they weren't aware of, what it was causing them, a lot of sinus issues, coughing, and a lot of the other toxic cleaners were very respiratory and would also interrupt them with such issues. Once I've gotten there to clean, they don't use those products because I'm cleaning it now with non-toxic cleaners, and they feel the difference within themselves. I mean, I see them more energized. Sometimes my customers are home, sometimes they're not, and they're very inspired. How they always want to do that spring cleaning and fall cleaning. They clear stuff out. And what's great is my customers are so wonderful because I've connected with the community as well as locally, as well as, and I just enjoy helping people. So they give me their stuff, and I clear it out and give it to people in need. And I connect with people locally so that I can empty their house and empty my house at the same time and give it to someone who can use it.
And Do you clean homes just Monday through Friday, or are you available on the weekends or in the evenings?
I make exceptions on Saturdays, no Sundays. That's my day off. But Monday through Friday is my general schedule. Saturdays, sometimes, like we have a cancer patient, she was going through treatment on Fridays, so we cleaned her windows. We did do window cleaning, my husband and I. He pitches in, and so I will, like if it's a one-time cleaning, a seasonal cleaning, I will fill in on Saturdays to do it.
And the cost of cleaning products, these green cleaning products, how does it compare with the conventional products that are out there?
I noticed that the more the green products are coming out, you've got these going on sale, and they're slashing pricing from time to time. Not often, but they're very comparable. When they're not on sale, they're just almost the same price. Sometimes they're 50 cents cheaper, or $1 cheaper, but for the most part, you're getting your value both ways.
Now, I know green products are safer.
Correct.
But do they clean as well?
Yes, they do.
They do?
They do clean as well, and sometimes I think they clean better.
They do?
Yes, because you're not suffering from the chemicals that you're spraying with the toxic cleaners, and you use these cleaners, and it's just amazing. I mean, you think, oh, wow, it's not going to work, and it works. They're really fantastic.
So if somebody were to go through their cleaning cabinet and remove some of the most toxic things that they have in there right away, if I had to guess, you'd probably say bleach and ammonia right off the bat.
Absolutely.
What else should they get rid of?
They should also get rid of anything that's like the scouring, because the scouring powders.
Scouring powders?
They're too harsh. They're going to ruin your stuff. I can vouch. we had our tub. We used my husband used a toxic product for so many years, and it strips. That actually strips your tub, and it's an old-fashioned tub. It will strip the covering on it. So now it's no longer a coating on it. We have to redo the coating. But that's what happens after so many years of certain toxic products. You'll see things that'll yellow, or see things that will turn, especially your toilet seats. I mean, that's big right away after because the way they're made now. And also the materials that are used in products that we have in our home, it affects it more so than maybe years ago, where now things turn very quickly.
So Doriann, in the couple of minutes that we have left, what would you say is the one thing that you could share with our viewers that would really help them the most that they don't know about when it comes to cleaning their home or their office?
When it comes to cleaning your home or office, it's important to use like microfiber cloths with your cleaners. Multi-purpose cleaner is what most people will use. Be careful with the granite. There's specific granite cleaners as well. And just make sure you start from top to bottom and make sure your floor is last to make it look gleaming.
And are there any places in town, in this area, that you know of would be the best places for people to go to be able to find these products if they didn't want to call you?
Actually, a lot of supermarkets are now carrying a lot of green products that hadn't before.
Are they in a separate section?
Yeah, so you kind of put them off to the side because they don't want to put them with all the other chemical products. They do have a tendency. So sometimes you have to ask. And more of the personnel is learning where they are. And also your home improvement stores, they've been carrying it for years, as well as your department stores, of course. They've been carrying it for years.
Thank you. And if somebody wants to get in contact with you, how can they find you?
Well, they can find me on www.choresbeegone.com, or they can contact me by phone at 732-339-8254.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us on the Wellness Spotlight today, Doriann.
I appreciate being here. It's so wonderful.
This concludes another segment of the East Brunswick Advisory Health Council's Wellness Spotlight. I'm Dr. Ken Friedman, President of the East Brunswick Advisory Health Council, with Doriann Kerber of Chores Be Gone, reminding you that wellness works when you work it.